Hey there, Patrick from Customs and Exotics. So we got this 68 XKE open two-seater that I just picked up a couple of weeks ago. It was a barn find, taken apart years ago, but in excellent condition overall. The front nose doesn't have any damage. There's a couple of scratches, a little ding over here, but in the front it is just basically just straight metal, except for right here I can feel inside a little bump from a little ding right here. The rest is just as thin as the metal should be, so it's never been hit, which is perfect. Can't say anything for the bottom yet. It does have some bumps and waves across the bottom. You can see one right there, but it looks like it's pretty original. The owner said that it did have body and paint done and some restoration work in the 90s, I believe. And so there's some body filler down on the bottom of the door, so you have to redo the bottom of the door or complete new skin, although everything from here up is actually pretty good, so maybe a 2-inch strip. Wiring is in there. We're gonna rip all that out. Looking at what I'm gonna do, all original or some kind of resto mod. It had some damage here on the back. This is crushed in a little bit on this corner. The other side is intact, so it's a matching numbers car, which is good. The trunk looks perfectly just as smooth on the inside as it is on the outside. So a lot of them you see dings and dents on the other that was filled out on the outside, and on the inside you see all those bumps. This one's perfectly smooth. The floors have been replaced. There's been some work along here. Just like a strip that was put across the bottom. The floor here is original, but the pans were replaced. There's spot welds around the edges of the pans, so the pans were replaced, and some work on the back end behind the seats that was done. That's not how it should be. So it did have some speakers back here. The car is complete. Drivetrain is here. It's got the correct number on the engine, which should be here for the engine. The transmission has a number right here on the top cover, and on the tip right there on the other side for the transfer case, the steel casting. So there's a rear end and all the rest of the parts and all the different bins. So I gotta go through that. I'm gonna rebuild everything. So I'm gonna start stripping everything out. Started taking the headlights out. The headlights were in with the chrome rings. Everything was in there. Turn signals, missing a few screws. Some were replaced with some other Phillips head instead of the flathead. I'm gonna take the chrome off, take the rest out, tear down the nose to pieces, separate the fenders. They're usually leaded over here, so I'm gonna melt that out, separate the fenders from the upper skin, bottom, and take the hinges out, frame rails, take the doors apart, take the hinges out. They're aluminum, so anything aluminum needs to come out, and wiring and things like that. So we get a bare metal shell, basically, and then we'll take it to a classic auto stripping in Wauchula, Florida. So, and they'll do a really good job, like as they did with the 300 SL and this E-type right here, to take it down to nice clean sheet metal, get rid of all the body filler, paint, strippers, sealers, and whatever else that's been done to it, and we'll see exactly how the car truly looks like. Overall, it's in pretty good shape. There's no dents, there's no filler here on the bottom. It's just the outer coating, but it's the thickness of the sheet metal as it should be. The bottoms are pretty good here too, all the way across. It looks pretty solid. There is some rot here below where the gas tank was, so this whole corner up here is pretty much gone, and more likely these will probably be gone. So I might have to put a pan or at least a repair on this area. I'd like to give as much of the original as possible, but if I had to go resto mod, who knows? May end up having a white body on it and modern AC and things, modern racing seats, who knows? I'm debating, I'm 50-50, debating on whether I should do a resto mod or an all original. This is an early Series 1.5, so the entire body is Series 1. The only difference is that it has the scoops with the open headlights instead of glass covered headlights. But it is the small mount like the Series 1, doesn't have the bigger mount of the Series 2. So it was an early model. I gotta check in my books for the VIN number and see when it was actually produced. But let me know your thoughts. All original factory or some resto mod and make more of a daily driver and better performance and more of something I can drive every single day. So like and subscribe, and I'll follow up. This is gonna be a long project, but I'll try to do videos as I go along and keep everybody up to date. So it might be once every few months. I'm gonna take it next week to Classic Auto Stripping, like I said, and he's at least like 3 months wait. So, and then a couple of weeks in the tank, I'm getting stripped. So I'll take as much of the metal stuff, frame rails, and I may even take all the metal from the case for the rear suspension, because that and the H arms, and it would be easier than trying to sandblast. So just have it chemical stripped, the entire frame for the convertible top, these inner wheel well panels and miscellaneous stuff like that. Although these I'm thinking maybe just make them out of new aluminum so it'll be lighter, but things like those, instead of sandblasting, just put it in the car to chemical strip. The H arms in there that holds the shock suspension, the bottom plate, and the whole cage would be a lot more time saver and cheaper to do that way. So let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. Patrick from Customs and Exotics.